children. Okay, today we are going to discuss the national movement in India and partition and independence 1939 to 47. So we discussed almost all the things in Zoom class also. Okay, so what is this nation movement in India and partition? This is almost the last phase of freedom fight. The last phase of freedom fight. In these 3 days, there are 2 dates. There is a speciality of one is the Second World War from 1939 to 45. That is Second World War, and from 45 to 47, it's the final phase of freedom movement. Okay. So in that, these are the very important phase for every Indian, and also they faced a lot of questions. They faced a lot of difficult questions they faced, and also they had a difficult answers for this. So in that few things we discussed. Should the war be supported by Indians 1939 to 42? Should the war be supported by Indians? Whether the Second World War was supported by Indians or not? So here there is a one thing happened. The people, the Congress leaders, who were the Congress leaders at that time, actually British government, it is not completely, they did not give our freedom. Purna Swaraj they did not give, only 40% provisional councils. Only it gave a freedom to those people. In that particular areas only, the people are with the provisional councils, they were ruling the country. So for that only they had elections and all. The Congress was leading at that time. The Congress, the party is the only party at that time, nation party. And at that time, even the Congress party was also, the leaders also, they had a division between the Congress party leaders also. Some people, some Congress leaders were supported this Second World War. They supported the Second World War, and they wanted to participate apart from along with the Britain. And one more thing, the Britain, whoever the colonized our country, those people, Britishers, they did not ask anything about us, and they joined us in the World War. They had to participate. So such a time what happened, some people are for the Congress leaders, some people were about the war, and some people were against the war. So why some people are supported this war means, because at that time there was another allied powers. What are the Axis powers and the allied powers? There is in the first lesson, 12th lesson, we learned about the Axis powers and allied powers, isn't it? So here in the Axis powers are the Germany, Japan and Italy. These are all different ideology. These people had different ideology, and that is dictatorship and Nazism and fascism. So such ideology to eradicate such ideology in the world countries, and they wanted to give a freedom to the people, whoever people. Because basically India is a peace-loving country, so they wanted to give the freedom to the people against the ideology of Nazism and fascism. So particularly against the Hitler and in Germany. So that is one thing. The people were divided. At the same time, here there are so many things. The final phase is a very crucial moment for India and world countries also. So such a time, he had written a letter, Gandhiji had written a letter to Adolf Hitler. That also I explained in the previous video. Okay. And the next one is, who represents the people of our country? So finally, after that, who represents the people of the country? So there is a question for Britishers, represent the people of the country. Now they followed. They did not want to give any independence to the Indian people. So what they have made, they started a policy called divide and rule policy. So what is the Britishers' policy? Divide and rule policy. Vibhajinchi palinchadam. Divide and rule. Divide and rule. So to whom they divided? They divided the Muslim community and Hindu community. They divided those people and ruled the country, because everyone will have, generally for Britishers they have two options for them. One is, first they will pacify the people. If they don't listen, they authority, they warn them and they kill them, they torture them, they keep in the jail and all. That is all one thing. If even though the people are continuing the freedom fight, then the only policy left over, that is called divide and rule policy. So this rule was adopted in those times in the final phase of the movement. So at that time there is a question, who represents the people of the country. So these are all going on in one side simultaneously. All the things are going on. In one side there is a second world. There was a second world war, and the other phase ours is a final freedom movement, and people are everywhere, harta, dharnas, and all going on for freedom movement. Because at the same time, if the Britishers and other world countries are very busily engaged with the second world war, even though our people, Indian people, were continued our dharnas, these are all things are continuing, what they call processions and all continuing. Why? Because they already said what the Britishers said in the first world war, because we failed. They promised what they promised. They said, once in the first world war, if you cooperate with us, in the war, we'll quit India and we'll go on. But the thing was not happened. Whatever the promise they said, that was not fulfilled by the British people. That's why in the Second World War, even Second World War also, they are promising the same thing. We all know that, every Indian knew that it will not going to happen. Okay, so one side the Second World War was continuing, and the other side the independence, freedom fight was continuing. At the same time, we have some other things also to develop India. So then in the meantime, what happened? The Muslim League. The Muslim League was formed in 1906. This is how this was happened. This is all because it is a seed of this Britishers divide and rule policy. From that it came. So they started a Muslim League. The founder of the Muslim League was M.A. Jinnah, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. After that he became the first Prime Minister of Pakistan. And after independence, immediately the first Prime Minister of India is Jawaharlal Nehru, and for Pakistan, Jinnah, M.A. Jinnah, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So both came to power. So he started. So the league, Muslim League, was founded by M.A. Jinnah, and it was founded in 1906. But till that time, almost till 1940, 43, 44, till that time, the people were very unitedly, all the Muslims, Hindus, Christians, whoever they are, different races, different communities, different religions, and everyone, they were unitedly fought for freedom for India. But once they started this, Britishers started this divide and rule policy, from that time onwards there is a small line, difference of opinion came between the Congress leaders and the Muslims. So the Muslims started that, they started a league in 1906, but remember till 1939, no mass means no other Muslims were not interested to join even in the Muslim League. But what was the thing happened here is, in 1906, this is the only interest of some Muslim landlords in UP and other nearby areas. They got such interest to divide Muslims and Hindus, because once if any partition happens, or if they have a own rule for Muslims, they thought that some benefits they can get. So what sort of benefits? We cannot exploit by the Hindu jamindaris and all, Hindu landlords, and we'll have a different lands, and we can fulfill our dreams, whatever we have. So like that the Muslims were thought, Muslim leaders were thought, and they started this Muslim League. So here what happened? The Muslims would not be able to protect their interest in the government, but if a certain number of seats were reserved for Muslims, for which only the Muslim population of area would vote, these Muslim members would be able to raise the concerns and problems of Muslims. So what they thought is, when they have a separate contestant in the election, separate representatives are there for Muslim localities, then what happened generally, they can have whatever problems they have, they can easily understand by a Muslim. If any people they have problems in Muslim community, they can easily understand that problems by the Muslims and they can do whatever they have. So such things, for such privileges, they started this Muslim League. And the Congress had accepted this logic, and separate electorates were implemented from 1909. From 1909 only it started a separate electorate for the Muslims. But the League almost, when provisional government were elected in 1937, the League won only 102 seats out of 482 seats. So 480 seats all over the India, the Muslim contestants are there. Only 1 or 2 seats were got for the Muslims. Why? Because till 1937, these Muslim League was not popularized. Even the mass Muslims, whoever the other local category Muslims are there, they did not encourage that party at all. And however, the Congress also fought elections on the Muslim seats because it believed that it was a national party, not a party of only Hindus. So what even Congress people, what they did is, because of these low seats, the remaining seats all got for the other Hindus. So why? Because even Congress also felt that it is a national party. Congress was a national party. It is not only for Hindus or somebody. Isn't it? So in such intention, these people, Congress people also fought for these seats, contested in these seats. And in 1937, the Muslim League got only 4.4% of the total Muslim votes in the election. So very less percentage they got in Muslim seats. And the Muslim League was popular in the United Provinces of Bombay and Chennai, Mumbai and in Bombay and Madras. And it was quite weak in West Bengal and other countries, other areas. It was quite weak. That means they are not popularized. That Muslim League, it was not popularized in West Bengal and other areas and northwest frontiers. But the situation changed in the next 10 years. That is from 1937 to 47. These 10 years, there was a drastic change. And what happened to the Muslim population in the year 1937 to 47? The League pointed out many issues. So here, once they kept in mind this divide and rule policy, then people were asking, Muslim leaders were asking a question that pointed out many issues. What are that many issues? For example, the Congress refused to form a coalition government in the Muslim League. So wherever the less seats they got in Muslim, they don't want coalition governments, they don't want to form. What is coalition government? If any place the majority is not there, then they can make out a coalition government. That means all the parties can merge and make a separate party, separate union. So such things these Congress people were not accepted. So that was a big confusion for Muslims, and they thought that Congress people were not supported the Muslims. That is one intention, one example. And Congress members could be members of the Hindu Mahasabha before, but this was also banned in 1938. That is one portion. And only after objections from Muslim congressmen like Maulana Azad, the League created the impression that Congress was basically a Hindu party. So finally conclusion is the Congress is meant for only for the Hindus only. They got such impression. Muslims got such impression that there is only Hindu party and did not want to share with the Muslims. They did not want to share with the Muslims. That is the idea. And in the meantime, there is a Hindu Mahasabha and RSS. These are the organizations. These are the organizations formed by Hindus. That is Hindu Mahasabha and RSS. What is meant by RSS? Rashtriya Swayam Sevak. Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. A national, actually this is a national cultural organization. Hindu Mahasabha and RSS are national cultural organizations. RSS. So what are these national cultural organizations? Generally what happened here, when the freedom fight is going on, at that moment people were so innocent, so illiterate at that time, and in India we had a lot of superstitions and many more things like lagging behind. That's why India was not developing at that time. It was lagging behind of more illiteracy, and we have social evils like sati and discouraging widow marriages. These are all things, and child education, these are all not there. So such social evils are there. To eradicate such social evils, they were started these organizations. In these organizations, RSS and Hindu Mahasabha, they were getting awareness to the Hindu people, particularly for education, for literacy, and for giving some skills to the people for their livelihood, and to eradicate the superstitions and the social events. For that they tried. So that is, they used these organizations only for that purpose. But it was also got a bad intention to the Muslims, that it is a opposite to Muslim League. They thought that it was an opposite league. They started Hindus, these what do you call RSS and Hindu Mahasabha. So it was continuing like this, and after that the Hindu Mahasabha and RSS were developing, and in the meantime there was a lot of confusion between the people in those areas where the Sindh, Pakistan, Balochistan, and where these Punjab, where whatever the more Muslim people were concentrated, and that there was a question arisen that they want wherever the majority of Muslims were there, they want a special special territories they need. But they did not ask about any partition at that time. They did not, their intention was not there. But slowly with the divided policy, it was developed in the people, and they made a separate state in 1947. Whenever we got independence, immediately there was a partition was happened. So how it was happened and all, what are the intentions, that all we'll discuss in the next class, children. I hope everyone understood. Thank you.